Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Elkriki and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
In the news tonight, rumour mongers under police radar. Hours remain before 2018 general election. And public transport to be readily available tomorrow.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sithiven Ngilio has revealed that a few people have been questioned in relation to rumours being spread that there will be instability on election day and during the post-election period. Speaking exclusively to FBC News this evening, Ngilio says he has also received calls from the public inquiring about a curfew. The Commissioner has rubbished these claims, advising the public that these are just lies. Akusita Tale reports.
The Police Commissioner is assuring Fijians they're closely monitoring the security landscape and officers are ready to be deployed at any time to assist if there is information of unrest that could impact the election process.
I'm in constant contact with the Commander of the Republic Military Forces. There's exchange of information and intelligence that has been ongoing and that will continue post-elections. There's been a lot of rumors that's circulating. They are rumors. If there's anything, it'll come from me. And I can assure the people of Fiji that we have everything under control.
Brigadier General Sithiven Ngilio has also assured the public there will be no curfew whatsoever, in contrast to what is being said by rumor mongers.
If there's any such thing, it'll come from me or from the relevant government ministry. But there are people out there that are creating these stories, and we are going out to pick up a few to interview them in regards to what they are circulating out there.
Police are warning rumor mongers to stop creating unnecessary fear among the general public, and any attempts to disrupt the election process will be dealt with seriously.
The rumors are all over Fiji, and we are picking up people. We are going after people now to ask them about the stories and also to put an end to these rumors. Some people do believe in this. Social media plays a big part in this. To the extent that I don't call it social media anymore. I call it anti-social media because that's exactly what it's doing.
Voters are encouraged to cast their votes freely tomorrow as officers will be stationed at all polling venues, ensuring there is no disruption to the process. Police routine operations will also continue as normal. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The Fijian Elections Office is ready to conduct polling tomorrow. Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Saneem says all their preparations are in place and is encouraging voters to cast their vote tomorrow, even though it will be a rainy election day. Saneem says it is their right to vote and people should exercise their right without any fear.
At the cardboard voting screen, a voter will have complete freedom of choice, and we guarantee you that your vote will remain a secret. If you have not done so, you should check where you are registered to vote by texting your voter card number to 1500.
With polling to start tomorrow morning, Anna Ravulo now joins us live. Anna, what's the latest?
Jackie, the Fijian Elections Office is ready to conduct polling tomorrow. We understand that more than 550,000 voters will cast their vote tomorrow on election day. Now, during the press conference this afternoon, the Supervisor of Elections, Mohammed Saneem, made some advices or gave some advices to the public who will be casting their votes tomorrow. Now, in terms of voting, it will be opened at 7:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. tomorrow. Now, for political parties and candidates, there are procedures to follow in terms of them trying to lodge a complaint, and they have been advised that they cannot create any debacle in tomorrow's election. Jackie.
With less than 12 hours remaining before the gates to the polling stations open, the Supervisor of Elections is encouraging registered voters to come out and exercise their basic right. Mohammed Saneem is also reminding voters that it is important to follow all the rules while at polling stations to avoid being penalised. Rachel Nuth reports.
Registered voters must do a final check and come prepared to their respective polling venues to avoid any disappointment tomorrow.
Because of the weather currently, we advise voters to come prepared for rain, bring an umbrella or a raincoat so that you don't get wet, and line up in the queue and vote, and then have the rest of the day off.
Mohammed Saneem is also reminding Fijians that the rules that were in place during the 48 blackout period still applies until the close of polls at 6 p.m.
So therefore, when you come to vote, you must make sure that you are not wearing any party campaign materials, you're not wearing any party t-shirts or shirts or any symbols from that political party. You must refrain from doing so because the police might actually ask you to go back home and change and come back.
550,000 Fijians have registered to vote. Polling venues will open at 7:30 tomorrow morning. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Eleanor Turangaiviu joins us live now. Eleanor, I believe there is some confusion amongst voters on the Fijian Elections Office texting platform 1500 and 1501. Are you able to tell us what the misunderstanding is?
Jackie, there's been numerous posts on social media from last night and throughout today with the screenshots of the messages from the two platforms 1500 and 1501. Some have gone as far as to call the messages from the 1501 texting platform as fake, with less than 12 hours remaining till Fiji goes to the polls. This is the kind of confusion that we cannot afford to have. We understand that there were two sets of messages sent from the 1501 texting platform, one yesterday and one today. So earlier today I spoke to the Supervisor of Elections, Mohammed Saneem, to clarify the issue. Saneem confirms the message from the 1501 texting platform received by voters across the country, informing them of their polling details, is legit. In fact, it is their second platform which they started using from yesterday.
The Fijian Elections Office, when we register voters, we record their mobile numbers on our system. Yesterday, we used our second platform to SMS on the mobile numbers to voters who had previously given those numbers to us to tell them where they're registered to vote.
Saneem says they did this to assist voters who may not have checked their polling details using the 1500 SMS platform. However, the FEO received numerous complaints from voters informing them that details received from the 1501 SMS belonged to someone else.
We assume that that is because either the voter has given us an incorrect number when they registered, or the voter has since then left that number and it has been reissued to some other person. And therefore, this morning we sent another message to the voters to those people to say, if you've received a number on this message and you are not a voter as we have said so, please ignore this message.
So far, the 1500 SMS platform has only been accessed 168,000 times. Around 40,000 voters have yet to access their details.
We are particularly concerned in the event voters don't check their venue and they turn up at the wrong polling station tomorrow.
The 1500 platform is still accessible to all registered voters to check their polling details before they cast their vote tomorrow. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
Aliki Mbia now joins us from the Suva Civic Centre, which will be one of the polling venues tomorrow. Aliki, are all preparations complete at the venue?
Jackie, this will be one of the polling stations that will be open for voting in the Central Division tomorrow morning. In 2014, over 600 voters cast their vote in this polling station. But tomorrow, more than 800 voters will cast their vote in the same polling venue. A reminder to all the voters, please do ensure that you do follow all the processes and rules that are there in a polling venue. Just looking at the numbers in terms of the number of voters that will be voting all around the country tomorrow, out of the over 637,000 registered voters, polling day voters stands at 550,580. Total male voters stands at 317,459, and there are 313,412 female voters. Similar setup have been done all around the country, and doors are open for voting at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Again, reminding all the voters, please do ensure that you bring in all the necessary requirements and details that is needed for you to make your vote count. Jackie.
Public transport will be readily available tomorrow to ensure everyone registered to vote is able to get to their respective polling venue. The Elections Office has confirmed talks were held with the Bus Operators Association to ensure that transport is available on Election Day. Maggie Boyle reports.
Getting to your polling venues tomorrow should not be an issue.
Buses will operate on Election Day following the public holiday timetable.
According to the FBOA, dependent on the number of people travelling tomorrow, operators will have additional services on standby.
Yeah, if the loading is there and the need for additional buses are there, the operators have been advised to provide additional buses under the supplementary clause of their route permit.
Meanwhile, the Fiji Taxi Association says close to 7,000 taxis are expected to be in operation tomorrow.
To be running normal day tomorrow, and they're going to be giving the service to people who want to go to voting station to go and do the voting for them.
More than 550,000 Fijians are expected to vote in tomorrow's general election. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
All employers are being reminded that Election Day is a paid public holiday. Employers are being urged not to prevent employees working on Election Day from voting. Kritika Kumar has the details.
Employers are being urged to make the necessary arrangements to ensure their operations are not affected tomorrow, as most businesses will remain open despite it being a public holiday.
There's no law pertaining you need permission or something because the shop hours has been deregulated. Therefore, any shop can open, and it's between employer and employee.
The Suva Retailers Association is also reminding businesses that those workers who will be working tomorrow are entitled to double pay as stated in the Employment Relations Act 2007.
According to the EPRX, when an employee is requested to work during the public holidays, they are entitled to the normal pay plus extra pay, so you get double pay for that day.
Meanwhile, Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation Chair Sandeep Chauhan believes every person must get an opportunity to vote.
Everybody needs to exercise their right. So I suppose as far as the employers are concerned, as long as they allow their employees enough time to go and exercise their right to vote.
The Employment Ministry says whether it is early in the morning or late in the day, workers and employers must cast their votes before the polling venues close at 6 p.m. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Still to come, observers deployed to strategic election locations, and drug cultivators cop heavy jail term. Details after the break.
Bula, neva ngomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas untuk magrong ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa, yang do talita ina warong ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Wana tunga ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere naman.
Na vengo fani na tao no singa toka, kita do talita ka ng Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Bula FM, namban dua na sere.
Short and long-term observers taking part in the multinational observer group have stationed themselves near various polling venues to observe the voting and counting process tomorrow. There are around 80 observers divided into 3 teams for Election Day. Kelly Vadala reports.
The mall co-chairs will collate and consider the reports of all observers to make an impartial and independent assessment after the election.
So your observations of both the vote and the count will provide detailed information which will inform our assessments, and then we will provide an interim report probably on Friday and then a more detailed one later. But that will give an accurate picture and improve the value of the report to the Fijian government and importantly to the people of Fiji.
An interim statement will be released following the election outlining the morgue's initial observations. MOG co-chair Mukesh Sahu says some of the things they will look out for include Fijians being able to exercise their right to vote freely and whether the outcome of the election reflects the will of voters.
Coming from different backgrounds, we carry our own baggage from the country that we are coming from, but here we have to do a task which we all must understand at the same frequency. Then only we will be able to deliver a job which will be credible and worth taking seriously.
The MOG is encouraging registered voters to exercise their right to vote, as voting is an important civic duty which contributes to the consolidation of sustainable democratic institutions. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Rainy weather will be experienced in most parts of the country tomorrow during elections. The Met Service says the current low pressure trough and advancing tropical depression TD02F are the major factors affecting the weather. Catherine Krishna reports.
Meteorological Director Ravin Kumar says a trough of low pressure with associated cloud and rain is affecting the group.
Tropical disturbance TD02, which lies slow moving to the east of Solomon Islands and embedded within the trough, which extends to the west of Fiji, is expected to gradually move southeastwards and anticipated to pass over Fiji waters on Thursday.
Kumar says heavy rain and strong winds will start affecting the country from tonight.
A heavy rain warning is now in force for the southern and eastern parts of Viti Levu. A heavy rain alert remains in force for Esawa and Mamanuda group, Western Vanua Levu, Lau and Lomai Viti group, and is now in force for rest of Fiji group.
Kumar says tropical disturbance TD02F has a very low chance of becoming a depression or cyclone and is expected to affect the weather until Thursday. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The director of the People's Community Network, Semiti Ngalawasa, has called on police to conduct an internal investigation on PCN staff. This comes after 18 families from Jitu Estate in Raiwanga Suva were allegedly illegally given approval to occupy units at the Langi Langi housing last week. Ali Kimbia has more.
Allegations are that some families at Jitu Estate in Raiwanga forcefully entered some units at the Langi Langi housing without the approval of the People's Community Network.
The moving in was basically done by people, they just opened it. I just asked my clerk of work. They used the knives and also opened the louvers and move in.
Semiti Ngalawasa says they've managed to send these families back. However, an investigation will be done to find out who gave the approval for them to move in.
It's about time that I take full control over the situation by calling in an internal investigation so that the name of PCN can be cleared once and for all.
When approached by FBC News, some of these families refused to speak. Ngalawasa says they are considering filing charges against them.
It's forced entry, but then also I want to see what damage have they done into the houses, and if it's involving my staff, I want my staff to be charged and also be sacked on the spot, and if it's involved people, I want them to be charged.
Meanwhile, 18 new units will be available for families from this Friday. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
2 men convicted of cultivating more than 1,000 kilograms of marijuana were sentenced to 19 years and 18 years imprisonment by the Suva High Court this afternoon. The two were arrested following a raid by police officers in Kandavu last year. Pranita Prakash was in court and filed this report.
25-year-old Amani Masikere and 24-year-old Samila Natokalau were convicted of 1 count each of unlawful cultivation of illicit drugs. The High Court Justice said that this was a well-planned cultivation and it took officers 2 hours to reach the site of the remote marijuana farm. The judge noted the cultivation was for a commercial purpose which would have generated large sum of money. Masikere had spent 10 months in remand, therefore his final sentence is 18 years and 2 months and non-parole period is 14 years and 2 months. Natakolau had also spent 10 months in remand. However, he pleaded guilty to his charge and his final sentence is 17 years and 2 months with a non-parole period of 13 years and 2 months. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Breast, cervical and prostate cancers make up more than 50% of all cancer cases recorded by the Health Ministry. Head of the Gynecology Department of CWM Hospital, Dr. James Fong, says while this poses a concern, it also is a vast improvement in reporting. Rachel Nath with the details.
Dr. Fong has revealed that on a global scale, Fiji has a huge record of cancer-related cases.
High incidence, partly because we really got a big problem, but also partly because we document our cancers very well. And because we document our cancers very well, we have greater capacity to search out or suss out the kind of management systems that are required to support them.
Dr. Fong says the struggle in treating cancer lies with breast and cervical.
The main thing about the various cancers is that they all involve intimate body parts of women. And because of that, it requires a fairly energetic approach to try and recruit them into screening programs. And then not only that, to navigate them, when they turn out positive, to navigate them through the system so that they can actually get the treatment that they need.
Another major concern in fighting cancer is early detection.
Patients present early. This cancer is curable. It's a curable cancer. And in terms of types of surgery that they're offered, they don't have to have as big a surgery. They may not need chemotherapy or radiotherapy if they present early enough. And so it's that fear that's blocking that.
The Health Ministry notes 800 Fijians died due to cancer in Fiji last year alone. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
In business tonight, EFL customers receive share certificates. And in growing Fiji, new international partnership to improve health services. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Koroko, Singatoka. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic.
Leading business tonight, the Energy Fiji Limited, through the Central Share Registry Limited, has dispatched the share certificates to those customers who had subscribed for the free offer of non-voting shares in EFL. The CSRL is a subsidiary of the South Pacific Stock Exchange Limited and is in charge of handling and managing the shareholders registry for EFL. The registry says the share certificate is an important document for EFL customers as they are now also the shareholders of the company. Additionally, shareholders will be entitled to receive dividends as and when it's declared by EFL. We now join Sinifa from HFC Bank with the latest from the economic world.
The likelihood of a hard Brexit, where the UK economy crashes out of the European Union without securing a trade deal, is rising once again. Funds and speculators trading on the US futures markets are turning their guns on the British pound sterling, extending their net short position for the second week in a row. Sterling is not alone in its struggle against the US dollar, which is on the march against all major currencies, but with the added drag of Brexit worries. Asian shares stumbled this morning after a hefty sell-off of tech stocks, while the US dollar hit a 16-month peak on safe haven bets amid political risk in Europe and bitter Sino-US trade relations. Asian markets have also been hammered as risk assets have been hurt by rising US interest rates. And that's it from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Thanks, Sanifa. On to the exchange rates. As set this morning, the rising US dollar is bearing strong influence on the forex markets. The Fiji dollar made gains against the Aussie dollar and the euro, but slipped against the other currencies we cover. Looking at commodities, crude oil prices are down at $59 a barrel. Gold fell to $1,203 per ounce, and silver closed down at $14.2 per ounce. Australian-based Aspen Limited has signed a letter with the government to equip, maintain and operate the Bayan Lautoka hospitals. Aspen Medical will also upgrade the Lautoka Hospital, bringing specialized high-quality medical services and modern health facilities direct to all Fijians. With this development, cutting-edge treatments will be made available in Fiji, including, for the first time ever, radiotherapy for cancer and the 24/7 availability of cardiac surgery, along with tertiary care, better maternity care and expanded treatment options for NCDs. Permanent Secretary for Economy Makirete Konrote says they would like to thank Ayaz Said Kayum for his strategic guidance towards this project and for his bold vision in driving forward this historic advancement in the Fijian healthcare. Ahead in sports, Seta Tuivuvu ruled out from rest of the test matches. An NCC final playoff pools drawn, this and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Fiji Airways Flying Fijians coach John McKee will make a few changes to his squad for the Northern Hemisphere Test match against Uruguay on Sunday. One player has been ruled out due to injury, while two others will appear before the disciplinary committee tomorrow. Vashnil Prasad reports.
Flying Fijians fullback Seteriki Tuivuvu has been ruled out from the rest of the Northern Hemisphere Test matches due to a fracture on his foot.
Fractured bone in his foot, so he's out of the tour. So I mean, everyone else is fit and available for selection, so we'll be looking closely at the training performance, particularly tomorrow.
Apart from Tuivuvu, Eroni Vasiteri has been cited for a dangerous play, while Semi Randrandra awaits his decision from French top 14.
Semi Randrandra has to return to France for a judicial hearing Wednesday. If he is not suspended, he'll return to join the team late at the end of the week. Also, Eroni Vasiteri was cited during our match against Scotland the weekend.
Meanwhile, Maki is not happy with the performance of fly half Ben Volavola.
So I'm disappointed in his game. I mean, once again, he had some good aspects for his game, but other times, probably decision making wasn't the best, or maybe the execution of his passes wasn't the best.
The Flying Fijians will face Uruguay at 2 a.m. on Sunday in London. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Flying Fijians retain 10th place on the latest World Rugby rankings released today. After beating Fiji 54-17, Scotland climbs up a position while Australia drops to 7th place. There are no changes to the top three, with New Zealand leading the pack, followed by Ireland and then Wales. The Fiji Rugby League side has missed out on being one of the 4 top seeds for the 2021 World Cup. The Vodafone National Club Championship final playoff pools have been drawn. Defending champions Blues FC of Nandi is drawn in Pool A with Suva's Mbureta FC, Nasinu's Friends United FC and Baz Nailanga FC. Pool B has Rewa's Kasavu FC, Baz Yalalevo FC, Lautoka's FC City United and Combined Brothers of Suva. The NCC will be played from Friday until Monday at the Fiji FA Academy ground. Still to come in the world of the weird and the wonderful, a mother refuses an invite to son's $17,000 wedding to hologram fiancé. Details after the break.
Narang golesenya, Obama kita nakas, dorong-dorong bin nakape, na radio Fijian, nandong ibig.
Ayaw binyana, dito barongon na radio Fijian, nandong ibisi, hinatoka.
Guado ilaisa hinatoka, rong-rong bin na hera makawa na radio Fijian hinatoka.
Radio Fijian, nandong ibiti.
media tonight, Samsung has given a glimpse of its new Galaxy X foldable phone. Taking a look at the weather, Fiji today saw a mix of cloud and showers. In the west, it was cloudy with some light rain moving in late in the day. Eastwards from Pack Harbour to Suva, it was generally overcast skies and light rain once again. And up north, Lambasa had cloudy morning and then a rainy afternoon with some thunderstorms reported. At sea, a strong wind warning remains in effect with southeast winds at 20 to 25 knots and rough seas. High tide is at 11:43 tonight, followed by low tide at 6:15 tomorrow morning, sunrise at 6:22 a.m. On election day tomorrow, the weather is expected to be stormy with rain, perhaps mixed with afternoon thunderstorms. And looking on to Thursday, we can expect the cloudy weather to continue. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, are you aware of the dangers of sharing and misusing antibiotics?
I am not aware of the effects of sharing antibiotics, so there should be more awareness regarding this issue.
I don't know the effects, but it's better to use antibiotics that are being prescribed by the doctors.
Well, I'm not very much aware of, but I do have fierce concerns about it.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, rumour mongers under police radar. Hours remain before 2018 general election and public transport to be readily available tomorrow. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment this week, we're asking, are you prepared for the cyclone season? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day sent in by Dan from Suva. Clear blue skies after light drizzle in the capital city this morning. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।